What's wrong?
Lunch is over, and I don't know what to do with the leftover food I have.
Dude, that's such a bad thing to happen.
Well, bad things happen and you don't know what to do about it, right? That's true. Wrong. Throw it in the food waste bin. Compost it.
Dude, I don't get it. Why don't you just throw it in the landfill?
You see, you use food waste and you throw it in the landfill, it creates methane gas, which is 21 times worse than carbon dioxide. So, by composting it, we can reduce the amount of methane gas in the atmosphere and also reduce climate change while we're at it. There we go.
That sounds great. But what is composting?
Well, if you think about it like the human body, for example, we have a mouth which takes in some food, which would be what we're composting, and then you have a digestive system which breaks it down, and then you put it in something called a composter, which will give you compost.
Okay, so it's like a human where composting creates like solids and liquids as fertilizer for soils.
We see, it creates a cycle in which we can grow our food, and then eat our food, and then use our food waste to make fertilizer, by which we can grow more food.
So what about my leftover food? What is PHS already doing about composting?
So, in the past, composting was done by people in the kitchen, so that the students at PHS wouldn't risk contaminating the compost.
Wait, so why are you even talking about it?
Patience, young one. PHS has recently set up a compost bin in the cafeteria, right next to where the utensils are usually kept. But PHS students need to make sure that they're putting the correct materials into the bin so we don't contaminate the waste.
Yes, all food scraps and leftovers. Yes, all dairy products, fruit peels, and meat bones. No, liquid straws, napkins, or tissues. No, plastic, paper, metal, or glass. No, gum, cans, or aluminum.
This means do not put anything that is not food in the compost bins. This means no aluminum foil, plastic, tissues, cans, etc.
What about gum?
No, do not put gum in the compost bin because they often have synthetic rubbers for the bases which are not compostable. Yeah, it's important to be mindful because in order to set up new bins around the rest of the school, the first bin in the cafeteria needs to be a big success. If you're ever confused, make sure to check out one of the signs on top of the compost bin and they'll tell you what can and cannot be placed inside the bin. If you're still unsure, make sure to ask one of the kitchen staff and they can let you know if an item can be composted. But if you are super unsure, it's best to throw it away in the trash rather than run the risk of contaminating the compost bin.
This is the trash can.
The great composters of the past look down on us from those stars.
And so, we are all connected in the circle of compost.
Yes, now I finally know what to do with my leftovers.
Well, my reputation's been soiled enough here. Soon it may be time for the sun to set on my career as Frederick Fly, the compost guy. Perhaps we'll pass the torch to you, Bernie Earth, the defender of dirt. Bernie Earth, the defender of dirt, shall compost, and every time you have lunch, there's no ad. Just make sure you remember to throw your food in this here bin, or another bin of the same likeness, because, like I always like to say, always compost. For when you compost, the world keeps spinning.
That sounds great, but what is composting?
Well, you see.
So what about my leftovers? What is PHS already doing for compost? You're really good at this.
Listen to the cat. So, that again. Please enjoy this, and every time that you compost, which will be every day that you eat food, think of this lovely man. And as you think, also think of me, formerly known as Frederick Fly, the compost guy, for I have one singular message. The most compost. Thank you.